We are gonna get Kun the hobby!
You're gonna give me a hobbit?
Hobby! Okay, side note, I just imagined like Korim walking back in one day and he comes into the kitchen, there's Kun and Klaus covered in flour.
Yeah, just covered in flour. I fail to see how this is fun, Klaus.
And the
It's
whole
not
kitchen
necessar-
covered in flour and... Yeah...
Klaus, just
Korim
give me...
might go ballistic.
Klaus, just give me this most innocent, look at me trying to bake! And then we're probably reminded we are supposed to keep the boy out of the kitchen.
Of course, do what you wish. Just use it well.
Will do. And thank you.
With that, I believe Korim, you had a few things that you wanted to do during the days, did you not?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to debate. I'm actually in the middle of debating with myself as to which ones I'm actually going to go with first. But considering the recall of pretty much the entire military back to the capital.
Yes, as the days go by, just as quickly, speaking of which, as the days go by, you do see the military presence with Integra slowly but steadily start to increase. Though it is still very much slow, as while the ones closest to the city are able to get there within a few days, those further spread out, in fact, and especially those closer to Red Tiger territory, are going to take a bit more time to make their return.
Yeah, which is part of the reason why Korim's actually going to... This is where my splitting of what I'm actually trying to figure out what I'm doing comes into it. At the start, Korim would be going to the Etherian estates outside of the city in order to ensure that pretty much, because we can't guarantee their safety outside of the military fortifications, basically. Korim's going to the estate to ensure that the people that his family basically is in command of are brought into the castle at the end of each day.
Okay, does he go there first? Okay, quick heads up.
Probably. Yep.
Because of the distance, that would take about, I would say... That would take about, I'd say, 3 days, about a week to get there and back. So, are you willing to have this, in case this changes what you want to do, are you willing to have Korim absent from the city for the week?
Yeah, this is where his frickin'... Because I'm assuming that's taking into account the going there by horse.
Indeed.
Yeah, Korim's main priority right now would be the protection of his people. So effectively, yes. As much as I want to be able to do the second thing as well, I'm having to focus on just the one.
Of course. So, Korim is going to be out of the city for some time. That means that Lady Etherian decides to put her Saber trap plan on hold for the time being. Given that one of her heavy hitters will be absent, it does not seem wise to do so currently. So, what are you doing during the week?
Kuhn is he's spending a lot of it with. He was attempting to spend as much as he can with Klaus, but and imagine most of those talks are going to be spent on acquiring hobby.
Yep. One afternoon, as you are watching Klaus and Lady Clisel wrap up their daily training, you are suddenly bumped into by a small child who apologizes and runs off. Before you can do anything else, though, you feel something that he pressed into your hand. You recognize this as an old way of passing along messages used by the Blood Tribes.
Kuhn reads the message.
Indeed. This is the message that you receive. Cave, South Side. Bring Whisper as possible. No one else. It has the official Red Tiger seal and the symbol of the Blood Stripes.
So yeah, Kuhn is just quietly growling to himself. Yeah, he sees the official symbol, but he is not entirely sure what to do. He is not entirely sure what to do with this. He just puts it into his shirt, and then he continues to observe Klaus, but he is just contemplating.
Meanwhile, Whisper, sorry, you were able to get the name. Your fishing plan is now able to start being put into motion.
Essentially, what Whisper does is he dictates a letter for each member of the collectors on the list that he has acquired, and has made sure that to deliver them anonymously through runners using various aliases and disguises, making sure make sure his appearance doesn't make it get passed along with the letters. He also has the letter delivered the same way to Flemeth herself. All the letters dictate the exact same way, all right, except for a small difference. So the letters are dictated, "Greetings. Yesterday a collector came by and left behind one of their masks when they stopped by to use the showers. I intended to return the mask, however it seems to have gone missing. I think I misplaced it in my rooms at the local inn. Sadly, I've been very busy lately and haven't had a chance to look around. I should have a chance to look around this weekend. When I find it, though, I will be sure to return it promptly. My room number is..." And in each of the letters, I list a different room number. P.S. They also left behind some blood-covered stockings, however I disposed of those. If none of the rooms are broken into before the weekend, then there's a very good chance that neither Flemeth or any of the official collectors are involved in anything nefarious. If, however, a room is broken into and a mask taken, then not only do Flemeth and her collectors become our prime suspects, but as long as we keep track of which numbers we gave to which people, we will have drastically narrowed down our suspects to the person whose room number correlates to the letter.
I'm sorry, why would the room be broken into? That's part I'm not quite understanding.
The idea is they won't be broken into if the people that received the letters have no reason to recover the mask urgently. All right. If the mask, for instance, associated with blood, was to be recovered or given to the wrong people, then that would potentially implicate someone with a guilty conscience or an association with the whole massacre thing with the church. Basically, it's a bluff, all right? They don't know whether or not the mask they've got implicates them, all right? Now, if the people who receive the letters are innocent, they're going to be like, oh, look, he's got one of our masks. Well, when he finds it, he'll give it back to us. No problem, right? However, if one of the people who receives this letter is like, oh crap, one of our initiates or one of our members left a mask at the hospital with evidence from that location, I need to get that back immediately and maybe even silence this person before this word gets out. All right, before I get myself in trouble with my superiors or something else along those lines. Might not even let people know because he's in trouble. Which case, again, it's fishing. You don't always win when you fish. But at the same time, now I sent out a different room number to each of the individuals, which means all I have to know is which mask goes missing from which room. That will tell me who it was that had the guilty conscience.
We now return to Kun. The night falls, and the time that you were ordered to go speak to your superiors falls too. Do you take the order? Do you meet those who sent the message in the caves? And do you inform Whisper about this as well?
Kun, probably against his better judgment, is going to inform Whisper.
And with this information, what do the two of you do?
First, Kun is going to show Whisper the letter. Whisper, I have a situation.
Pray tell, what is your situation?
Before I served the Red Tigers, I was formerly a part of a mercenary group known as the Blood Stripes.
You? A mercenary? Gasp! I never would have seen it.
I had been with them
That was sarcasm.
With you, sometimes it is hard to tell.
This is why I explained it to you.
Especially in regards to your intelligence. Anyways.
No one heard me laughing just then because I had myself on mute, but I was laughing.
Does anyone have any ointment? Because I think that was a burn.
Yes. Anyways, I had been with them for a long time, possibly as far as I can remember, since I was a child. So...
Alright.
But after our organization was assimilated into the Red Tiger military, we were more or less disbanded. I did not get along with a lot of the members of the Blood Stripes. Some of them I did. More were merely indifferent to my presence, and even more outright despised me. Called me a burden on resources. So, when I receive a letter bearing the symbol of the Blood Stripes, asking me to meet in a cave outside with you, I am instantly suspicious.
Is there any particular reason why they would want me?
That I cannot figure out.
Well, I could always come and not come at the same time. They can know I'm there and not see me, if... Just throwing that out there.
It seems like an easy trap. My policy.
I agree.
My policy, and I have the scars to prove it, in regards to traps, is to always spring them.
Well, I agree. But let's treat it as a trap. And, at the same time, for diplomacy's sake, be open about it with our invitee that we are convinced that it might be a trap. And for that purposes, we are exercising intelligence and prudence by not forthright trusting this individual. We will have respected their terms by bringing me, but at the same time, I will not make myself obvious.
Yes. So you will...
If need be, we need to make a hasty escape, I could always whisk us away.
I suppose you could. There weren't too many Magisters. I mean, there were, but... It's less than concerned that there were Magisters among the Bloodstripes, and more that there were a lot of liars.
Everyone's a liar. Anyone who says otherwise is lying.
There's no way to reply to that because it feels a little paradoxical.
I did kind of put you in a box there.
Yes.
And now we have Box Kun.
Alright.
Which sounds like oh my god. I just realized that sounds like something from an anime. Box Kun Oni-chan?
I don't know about that. I thought of some Vietnamese dish. Box Kun Thai or something like that. I don't know.
I'm just imagining abandoned
Oh,
puppy in a
shoot,
box.
Well, shoot. Now I want Asian food.
Sushi.
Anyway.
Alright, so... Kun starts heading away. I believe we should get going. The sooner we get this over with, the better.
All right. Question for the DM.
Yes?
Do I have my shapeshifting thing yet?
Yes. You do have them. Also, count yourself as having the size change talent.
Alrighty then. Excellent. Alright. Whisper is going to what kind of I know you can do some fun things with shadows. I am very adept at hiding in those. Can you do anything interesting? What specifically can you do with shadows?
Specifically, I can make shadows appear around you, myself. I can make shadows slowly suck the life out of you.
Okay, don't do that one. No, I'm not going to struggle with it. So Whisper's just kind of going to keep his distance from Kun and just kind of follow from a safe distance.
Now, just a heads up. The smallest size you'll be able to shift into at your current caster level is tiny, which is about cat size. So for a bird, that's pretty big. That's like the size of a big owl or eagle or something like that.
To be fair, we live in the coastal area, and the osprey is a coastal bird.
Fair enough.
I knew you would be the one to study ornithology for this.
Well, I actually got into art because of my fascination with biology. They were kind of a mutual thing.
Also,
You are weirdly wholesome. I love it.
this is a bit of an unusual unusual trick I have picked up with my shadows. I'm unsure how useful it will be. I've yet to find one, but it is still something I have learned how to do. Coon snaps his...
Do tell.
It's easier to show you. Coon snaps his fingers, and shadow engulfs them both. And when the shadows fall back down, Whisper, you notice it doesn't seem like anything's different, but you're looking around and wait a minute, you're standing where Coon was standing, and he's now standing where you used to be standing.
Did you just trade places?
Yes.
Interesting.